Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my Cerebralites. It's me, the Cerebral Diva, back with another episode of RealiTea. That's TEA, because we're about to spill the tea on season 6, episode 1 of Basketball Wives LA. Now, this was a hugely anticipated season. Everyone's been excited to see what's going to happen with the Clash of the Titans. We have Tami Roman returning, obviously, and Evelyn Lozada. And as we know, the two of them have a very contentious history. So there was this huge buildup. And last night's episode, I feel built us up to let us down. It was a really slow episode. And I'm not going to judge the entire season based on this single episode. But last night's episode really left me thinking to myself, this is making Tami and Evelyn both look ridiculous. Here they are, both of them middle-aged women, both accomplished in their own right, and arguing about a man that is not with either of them. I think it's ridiculous. Not only is he not with either of them, they're arguing about something that happened over 2 decades ago. 2 decades ago. So, for me, I know that this sort of the feud between them is being manufactured by producers, because if there is no feud, there is no show. But I really feel like they need to find another angle to create the tension between Tami and Evelyn, because arguing about a man just, to me, makes a woman look silly. I mean, whether it's on reality TV or whether it's in real life. One thing I will not do is argue about a man. If I feel like if he's sleeping with you, then that's where he wants to be. And so as far as I'm concerned, he's yours. I don't own him. I don't have any dominion. He can operate of his own free will and volition. And so I'm not going to fight over a man. Now, I will get into an argument about respect and disrespect. So I do understand that portion of it. But at this point, the primary source of disrespect comes from the man and not necessarily the other woman. So I don't really have a bone to pick with her. So hearing Tami and Evelyn go back and forth about Kenny, it looked silly to me. I'm sorry. I just thought it looked ridiculous. Not only that, I think that Tami and Evelyn have far more in common than they do in terms of things that polarize them. They're both successful women. They're both reality television stars. They're both attractive women. And they're both having fertility issues. And why not find commonality there? And let's see, because I would really like to see what the sort of the friendly dynamic of Tami and Evelyn looks like. Like, what would they be like as friends, as this dynamic duo? Because I think they're both such powerful, such alpha females that that seeing the two of them together it would be so powerful. And so it would be nice if, and I'm not sure, like I said, we're only one episode in so far, if maybe as this season evolves, we'll see the two of them find commonality in their infertility issues and discuss and maybe exchange informations and have a bonding moment about what it means to be a middle-aged woman and still trying to conceive and having, issues with that. Because at this point, to me, Basketball Wives looks like the sort of the geriatric version of Bad Girls Club. Like, this is Basketball Wives is becoming the place where the alumnus of Bad Girls Club go to die. Like, this is your future. This is who you will be, And I want to see them not just arguing, but I want to see them as moguls. I want to see, I believe Tami has a hairline. I know Evelyn used to have a shoe store. I'm not sure if she has that anymore, but I would love to see her trying to franchise that shoe store, bring it to LA, bring it to New York, and what the struggles of that look like, as opposed to just infighting between women. Like, while I'm definitely for the cat fights, it's definitely entertaining. I love a good reading session. But I also want to see them evolving as women and setting an example, and not just being these sort of one-dimensional catty bitches who really don't have anything other to offer than, I just don't get along with women just because. I want to see some healthier examples of what friendship looks like between women. And so that whole Tami and Evelyn thing, I'm not sure how that's going to pan out, but they have about maybe one. I'm going to give them 2 episodes to bring that to a head. Like, it's enough of that already. If they're going to have a contention between Tami and Evelyn, it has to be on something other than Kenny. I mean, yeah. So that's that. Then we met a new basketball wife last night. I was trying to commit her name to memory, but anyhow, she's Nick Young's baby's mother, the mother of his children, and the proverbial thorn in the side to Iggy Azalea. And so she was really interesting. Obviously, she's been in the news and in the blog, so most of us know her from that. But she was a little boring to me. She was a little bit like watching paint dry. I'm not sure if her turn up is going to happen later on in the season, but I didn't really find her interesting, if I'm being completely frank. So that was that, and yeah, I don't really have much to say about her. What else happened? Oh, so Jackie, and even this thing with Jackie and Evelyn, I remember reading this on a blog. I swear it seems about 5 years ago that this happened. I don't know if time is just moving fast in my life or what, but I could have sworn this issue with Jackie and her daughter, like this happened at least about 2 or 3 years ago. And once again, it looks like one of those situations where producers are trying to manufacture drama because Jackie is apparently mad. For those of you who don't know, Jackie's upset with Evelyn because Jackie's estranged daughter, um, her son, Jackie's grandson, burned himself at daycare severely, from what I understand. And the daughter was financially having trouble taking care of his medical needs. And so she started a GoFundMe page. And Evelyn essentially gave the Jackie's daughter all of the money that she needed. And as a result of helping Jackie's daughter, Jackie feels like it made her look bad. But look, the daughter put the page up there. Your issue is not with Evelyn. Your issue is with your daughter. So Evelyn did, in my opinion, the kind thing to do. This wasn't necessarily a sort of a shot at Jackie. This was, someone was making a cry for help, and Evelyn answered for whatever reason. So instead of sort of projecting whatever issues you have with your daughter off on Evelyn, then you should probably be internalizing those issues and looking inward and trying to figure out how you can form a better relationship with your daughter so that she didn't feel compelled to start a GoFundMe page. Because the issue is not her starting the GoFundMe. The issue is, why didn't she go to you initially, or did she go to you to ask you for money initially? And so the fact that she said a GoFundMe is really indicative of a greater problem between Jackie and her daughter, and not some sort of issue that Jackie has with Evelyn. So there was that. And then, so I guess it's Shawnee's birthday. And this is another thing that bothered me about this episode. So Shawnee's supposed to be having this huge, okay, maybe they didn't say huge, but when it was pitched, I imagined this huge 70s birthday party. But it's like 4 people at the party. 4 people. There's Nick Young's wife. There's Jackie, Tami, Evelyn, and Shawnee. Okay, 5 people. And then there's some sort of random stragglers in the background. The venue, wherever they were holding this party was completely empty. There's no step and repeat. There's no red carpet. So to me, it clearly was not a true birthday party. It was really just a scene that they set up to film. And I mean, if you're going to try to convince me that this is an actual birthday party, just do a slightly better job, VH1, because it looked really sparse. So that was the birthday party, or the birthday scene, we'll call it. So all the girls show up. Tami shows up. Jackie shows up. Shawnee obviously shows up, and they're all sort of discussing the issues with Evelyn. And then in walks Evelyn, and Evelyn walks over to Tami and sort of tries to give her a hug and a kiss and says hello, and Tami refuses the kiss and is like, you know, you're too close. You're too much in my personal space. You're fake. You're phony. I don't really deal with you on that level. So let's keep it 100. That's not where I am with you. So I'm gonna need you to give me 15 feet. It's basically the message that Tami was giving and the energy that she was feeding Evelyn. Now Evelyn, who was on Iyanla Vanzant's Fix Your Life, clearly, like, Iyanla should be proud of herself, because I feel like that was definitely a moment in the past where the old Evelyn would have turned all the way up. But she centered her chakra. She was very zen in that moment and was just like, oh, okay, well, all right, if that's what we're doing. And didn't necessarily feed into the negativity. So to me, just by not allowing Tami to pull her out of her element, I feel like Evelyn really won that particular exchange. I'm not going to call it an argument. I'm going to call it an exchange. So they're going back and forth, and there's a couple other scenes where Tami is saying that Evelyn has slept her way through 3 professional sports leagues. Those sports being the NBA, the NFL, and I'm not sure which baseball league her husband, if it's the National League or whatever, but so through 3 professional baseball leagues. And what I don't like about that is that I hate the slut shaming. If Evelyn's single, she can sleep with whoever she wants to sleep with. She's a beautiful woman. She's still in her prime. Like, why wouldn't she be sleeping with whoever she chooses to sleep with? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not telling you necessarily to be promiscuous, but if you're young, attractive, and you have access to a certain cachet of men, why not take advantage of that? I mean, that's what professional athletes do. So I really hate the fact that women sometimes are our own worst enemies. Just because you choose to live your life a certain way, don't judge another woman for the way she chooses to live hers. If she's being safe, if she's being healthy, if she's not feeling compromised in any way, if she's not feeling exploited in any way, it's her body. She can do with it as she chooses, and she does not deserve to be slut shamed for simply living a life and having failed relationships. Relationships don't work a lot of times, and this is just the reality of the world that we live in. Men are not all men. I hate when I make those gross generalizations, because guys get so offended. But a lot of men are just not of the loyal variety. And so, and Chad Ochocinco, I believe he headbutted her. So, I mean, is she not supposed to move on? Is she not supposed to date? Life ends at a headbutt. I don't understand what the problem is, and if she's out there, she doesn't have any control over who's approaching her. She's like, okay, well, which sports league do you play in? Oh, well, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you because I've already slept with someone in the NBA. No, if he's fine, if he's attractive, if he brings to the table what she's looking for, whatever sports league that he's been in is irrelevant. It's a non-mother effing factor. So I don't have an issue with Evelyn dating. I think, and I wish more women would not allow, because we don't put the same stigma on men for sleeping with multiple people that we do on women. And I know women are emotional beings, and we have sort of a different energy, a different take on sexuality. But a lot of that is because we've been indoctrinated into that thinking, into that ideology. I'm not promiscuous by any stretch of the imagination. But have I had a whole moment once or twice in my life? Absolutely. I think every woman has. And so I'm not, far be it from me to judge another woman by some of the choices that she's made. I mean, it's life. You live. So I didn't really care for Tami slut shaming Evelyn in that particular scene with Shawnee. And then I feel like I feel like Shawnee is mad phony because you were just high-fiving Evelyn and laughing and blah 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 blah. But at the same time, you have this other scene with Tami, and see, Shawnee feels like she's the big dog, so she feels like she's above reproach, and it's okay to laugh and point the finger at everyone else. But she was not a fan last season or two seasons ago when Brandy Maxwell was giving her the business. But she feels like it's okay to laugh because in that particular instance, when Tami was talking about Evelyn and saying that, she slept her way through 3 professional leagues, either A, don't laugh if that's your friend, you know, or B, interject and be like, hey, that's not cool, but to laugh and, to the point of tears, I mean, I believe she was wiping her eyes in that scene, just seems a little disingenuous in terms of friendship for me. To me, if you're my friend, you don't laugh at stuff like that. So, oh, and Jackie Christie's daughter is pregnant, which I thought was really interesting. Not much to say about it. Maybe we'll hear more about that as the season unfolds. I think that's about it. All in all, just sort of on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give this episode about a 4.5. Just not the best. Not the best, after all the anticipation that was built up around this episode, it didn't really come out with the bang that I was hoping that it would. But I'm still in. And yeah, I guess that's about it, you guys. So anyhow, as always in closing, remember to live better, love harder, think smarter. Follow me across all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm Cerebral Diva on all social media. If you can spell, you can find me. And that's about it. I'll talk to you guys again soon.